Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve Tadzog, and I'm back again with an exciting episode of the Business Alley here on Classic 263 Radio, where we get to look at various businesses and various industries looking for opportunities, as well as the general feng shui of certain industries. And tonight, we're going to be looking at one of the most interesting industries that is booming as a result of the advancements of technology, and that is digital marketing. And to join me and help me unpack that conversation is going to be Ruben Masharike, who is not new to the station, but a returning consultant. He's a digital marketing consultant. Good evening, Ruben, and welcome to Classic 263 Radio.
Good evening, Steve. How are you?
Right. So you come from the digital marketing space, and we had an interesting conversation the last time that you were here about the use of social media in terms of promoting people's businesses. And now we're here to look at one of the platforms that people can take advantage of in terms of growing their client base and increasing their sales. And that platform is Facebook. So tell me about Facebook in terms of it being a marketing platform for business owners.
Facebook is a social media platform which business can use in terms of marketing, creating awareness, and connect with customers. So basically, people have personal profiles, and as a business, you should be having a Facebook page, which acts like your business profile. Facebook is actually a good space for business to get started in digital marketing.
Okay, so if you visit Facebook, you realize that there are a lot of utilities that come with the platform that people can take advantage of in terms of growing their businesses.
Yeah.
And the most popular are Facebook groups. There are a lot of people who are in a lot of Facebook groups. They've been realizing good sales by being in those Facebook groups, and some of them are also taking advantage of the recently added marketplace, the function by Facebook. And here we are talking about Facebook pages. Why then is it important for a business that is serious about growth to use Facebook pages instead of the Facebook groups or the marketplace?
Yeah, so it's good, like if you are using a marketplace, you'll be using your personal profile to post on the marketplace, and also you can also post in groups, but there are limitations that comes with groups. Groups, they have their own rules, and also you cannot really post in so many groups. If you want to increase your reach on Facebook using groups, you cannot go around and post in so many groups, because of Facebook will limit your actions, because they'll be trying to protect the community. They'll take your post as spam. But now, if you are using a page, you can reach as many people as you want using sponsored ads. And also the advantage that comes with pages is that if you're using a page, people will get to know more about you when they visit your profile, because your profile will act like a portfolio where you have images, you have videos, and you have your previous posts. So, and also if you're using a Facebook page, you can sync it with your Instagram, you can sync it with WhatsApp. So when you are marketing a Facebook page, it has more features in terms of creating like campaigns. You can do campaigns that have to do with sales, traffic, and stuff like that. So if you want to take your business to the next level, you'll be probably prefer to start using a Facebook page, because it brings in more features, and if you have a good budget, you can actually reach more audience compared to groups.
Right. So with Facebook groups, I know that I'm taking my product or I'm taking my advert and I'm throwing it into a group of people. Maybe some groups have got 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people, and that's easy reach for me. Just putting my advert in a group with 5,000 people. Now, if you create a Facebook page, can you walk us through how then do we target the audience once we have a page? Because it takes followers to know the page and visitors to know the page. So how then do I target my audience using a Facebook page?
Okay, so like you said, posting in groups, it's actually easy and it's free, but the thing is, there's no really good client targeting in terms of managing the demographics of a group. You cannot really manage it. Whatever is in that group is what you work with. But when you're using a page, what you need to do is you need to get to start creating content. If you create valuable content, people will start following you. And also, the thing with pages, they are categorized in terms of business sectors, and like I said, you can also do paid campaigns. So on paid campaigns, there are different types of campaigns. If you want to grow your page, let's say in terms of number of followers, you target the right audience that you want them to follow you, and then you can pay Facebook to find that audience. Probably we'll talk about that, how you can really do that. So if you're using a page, you have to create content, share valuable information, probably use hashtags on your page. You can also use your page to share in groups as well. The most important part in terms of Facebook marketing, in business you have to pay for you to grow. So the most important thing that comes with pages, it's mainly doing campaigns where you target your audience. If you want to sell something, you can do a campaign where you pay for sales. You can do campaign for video to get more video views. You can do campaign to get more post engagement in terms of comments and stuff like that. But what's most important, you don't really have to pay every time. What's most important is to create valuable content which always generate organic traffic to your page. But it has to be valuable so that your targeted audience, they'll be willing to follow your page.
Okay, so you realize that the typical listener who is listening into this conversation on Classic 263 Radio, they were doing the conventional way that we discussed, and we said let's put it aside and favor the use of a Facebook page. So you realize that the bulk of their content were adverts. We're just taking adverts, putting them in groups, taking adverts and putting them on the marketplace. So when we create a Facebook page, I know people will not like my page or come to my page just to see my adverts. Now I have to create that high quality content that you are discussing, that we are discussing here. So how do we create that content that is engaging, that attracts followers to my page, that organic traffic for it to come to my page?
I think mainly what I would say, the first thing is you have to connect with your audience. People, you have to, in some cases, people prefer to see faces, like who is behind the thing. So let's say, for example, let's say you are a baker, right? And you post only your cakes on Facebook. People will see that your cakes, they are nice. But if you post videos like the behind the scenes, how you bake your cakes, if you're a photographer, you show behind the scenes, like in terms of your photo shoot sessions and stuff like that. That information gives the visitor something which is just beyond the product. They'll get to know more about you. And in terms of sharing valuable information, let's say bakers around, like on Facebook, they can bake their cakes and they can post. But if you tell them what comes with the cake in terms of probably receipts and stuff like that, so that's the kind of information people want to know if I'm going to get, let's say, a cake like this. Because people, if they just see a cake, they can see it's nice, but they don't know what's in there. But if you also put in your receipts in your captions and stuff like that, it's information that helps the customer to make a decision on whether they should get that cake or probably they would choose another receipt or stuff like that. So in terms of sharing content, it depends with your business. You have to educate your clients about your service, not just say you're selling. You should also share information on why they should buy that thing.
Very interesting. And earlier on, you also mentioned that a Facebook page allows you to promote your products, your services, and promote the page itself. Can you maybe explain to our listeners what these promotions are and how do you run them, or how do you place a price to each promotion that you run?
So what happens, like if you start on Facebook, if you go on Facebook, when you post something, it will prompt you to post, right? So the first thing that you do if you have a page is to create an audience, right? So if you're using like the Facebook application, if you just click that post, it will prompt you to choose a goal, whether you want messages, you want awareness, or you want engagement, you want leads, so you can choose those objectives based on what you want to achieve with that campaign. Now it comes to the audience, the demographics. So if you use the Facebook application and you click the post button, it won't give you all the features of Facebook in terms of targeting your audience. What you should do is if you have especially like a laptop, if you go on a computer and you go on Meta Business. So in Meta Business, you get all the features in terms of targeting your audience. So the first thing is you should create your audience in Meta Business first. When you create your audience, you save that audience, like each audience can have a name. Once you have done that, you can go back to the Facebook application and then you hit post. When you hit post, you will say your audience, and then you select the audience that you have created from Meta Business. So the most important part in terms of posting is creating the audience. So if you use like the general Facebook app and you didn't create audience in Meta Business, your campaign effectiveness will be very much limited because you're not using all the resources of Facebook to make your campaign effective. So most people, that's what they do. They just use their mobile phones and then they go to their Facebook page and then they create, they say boost. And then when they boost on the demographics, they'll just choose probably age, location, and the interest. The interests that appear there, they're actually limited because there's more to how you can target your audience when you are using Meta Business. Generally, that's how you should go about it. So in terms of boosting, you must be having a budget in terms of how many people you want to reach.
I was going to get to that, and so that you can maybe share with us a range of expenses or the cost that is associated with boosting the Facebook page.
What I would say it's probably, it depends with your objective. If you want to reach, say, 5,000 people, compared to someone who wants to reach 50,000 people. If you want to reach 50,000 people, it means you need a bigger budget. But if your campaign is set up in a nice way, I would say there's no much really of a figure. But what you should know is $1 spent on an advert should also bring $1 back. So if you are spending $20 and you're not and you are getting at least more than 20 from your campaign, it's fine. What you shouldn't be doing is you're spending, let's say, 20 and there's no money coming in. So basically there's not really much of a figure. It depends on like your size, how many people you want to reach, and what's most importantly is that the return on each advert must be at least 1:1, which means $1 spent on an advert must equal at least $1.
Okay, maybe just out of interest, let's say out of the objectives that I've set out when I was boosting my Facebook page, maybe I just wanted more followers. And then maybe I paid to get 1,000 followers, and then I don't get the 1,000 followers at the end of the day. Is it the fault? Is it on my campaign strategy and how I selected the target audience in Meta Business, you said, or the issue is probably with Facebook and they will maybe charge me less for that since they didn't meet my goals to get 1,000 followers? How does that work?
There are certain factors that comes in. First of all, it comes with the business sector. Some business sectors, they have a lot of followers. Let's say if you're into construction compared to somebody who is into fashion. Somebody who is into fashion, they have a wider audience that are likely to press the like button compared to somebody who is in the construction. So automatically there, if you're in the construction industry, it means you'll pay more to get 1,000. Let's just say everything equal. In terms of setting up your campaign, there's what is called your creative, which is the advert that people see, right? If you're into fashion, if you do an experiment and you put a guy on your advert and you say like our page, and then you put a lady and you say like our page, the lady advert may get more likes compared to an advert with the guy. So that creative also determines how effective your campaign will run. And also the targeting that we were talking about, it's really important to target the people that are likely to press the like button. Yeah. So I would say it goes with the business sector, your creative, and how you targeted your audience, and also probably the budget. If you're spending, let's say, $1 a day, and someone else is spending $3, it means you lose a boss. The thing is, when you're advertising, Facebook acts as an auction. If somebody is bidding more to get likes and you are bidding less, your advert obviously will get less likes.
Okay, and that's up to Facebook to decide, right? So maybe let's look into how can we effectively target an audience, the demographics of the audience that we want to target, because really it looks like the success of running a campaign or a promotion or a boost on Facebook depends on how you define your customer. And maybe so that we don't get vague in the conversation, let's look at a specific business and look at how you could possibly structure your targeting based on that business. You can pick any business of your choice, and then we look into how best someone in that business can then structure how they target their audience for a better success and turnover in terms of their sponsoring the Facebook page.
Okay, so maybe on that one, maybe I'll choose baking. Okay, let's say you're a baker, you do cakes and stuff like that. So if I'm a baker, the first thing is I'm selling cakes. Who wants to buy my cakes, right? People who are interested in cakes, those are the people who buy my cakes. So if I go on Facebook and I'm setting up my interests, obviously I'll target people who are interested in baking, people who are interested in cakes, and the most important thing, Facebook has a lot of information that helps you to target your audience. Let's say you are Steve, okay, and you have a friend who has a birthday. Mostly people don't buy cakes for themselves on their birthday. Their friends, relatives, they buy cakes for them, right? So your friend has a birthday. So I'll target Steve because your friend has a birthday. I'll tell Facebook that I want Steve to see my advert because his friend has a birthday coming in a week, next month, or next month but one. So that's what you should be doing. And when you are setting up your campaigns, that's what you should also do. And also the most important thing is when you are setting up your campaign, you should also add interests that are also related to baking. Let's say I would target people who are searching for dresses, like wedding dresses. Because on a wedding, there'll be a cake. I would also target people that are searching for birthday cakes. You should also target interests that are also related to your product. If somebody is searching for a wedding planner, I'll target people who are searching for wedding planners because they are planning for a wedding, and on a wedding, there will be a cake. And also, business also goes with seasons. If it's Mother's Day, people they'll be buying cakes for their mothers.
Yeah,
right?
sense, yeah.
If it's Valentine's, probably on age group, I would choose probably between 25 to 45 because those are the type of audience that are likely to buy cakes for their loved ones, right? If it's Father's Day, it means I won't target men. I'll target probably, let's say, women that are probably married or stuff like that. So it just depends with your. But the most important thing also is to choose your location. When you are targeting your audience, you only have to choose, let's say, the whole of Zimbabwe. Yet you are just a baker in Harare, because you are never delivering to Lawayo. You are never delivering, so you'll be just wasting your money. So it's important to target areas where you can deliver.
That's very interesting. And maybe just for you to shed more light, say you've successfully targeted your audience, and if you successfully do that, I'm sure you start to get engagements, you start to get inquiries, people want to know more information about your product and service. And maybe before I dip into the question, I remember passing by a page and I was looking for something off the internet, and then it redirected me to Facebook, and then I saw this notification that said typically this page responds after 7 hours or something like that. It seems like Facebook actually ranks people in terms of pages in terms of how quick they respond to your messages. So how then do you engage or respond to the clients who are now coming in through to make inquiries about my campaign, my promotion, or my services? How then do you engage them? Do you redirect them to come and see you at your shop or whatever? How exactly do you engage your clients?
I think like if you have a Facebook page, that's what's interesting about Facebook. If you have a Facebook page, Facebook is also linked with Messenger, so you can easily set up automated responses. Let's say about location, let's say about catalogs, and in your automated responses, you can set buttons that link with WhatsApp and stuff like that, so that when somebody sends a message and probably you're offline or you're sleeping, Facebook will automatically respond to those messages. So once they respond to those messages, that will be a quick response to the client. But also you will have to make a manual follow-up inside Messenger just to see if let's say a client says, do you do cakes for weddings? There's an automated response that comes in, probably which lists the services that you offer or the product that you offer, right? And the client will just read that and never respond to the automated message. Probably they will call you, right? But when you go back to Facebook, it means that you have to follow up on that client if the automated response managed to save them or what. So the thing is, you must be having your Facebook application, you must be having data, and you must be, in some cases, if you're big, you'll be having probably a social media manager who will be actually checking your pages, checking your notifications, so that they can actually respond on time.
Yeah. And maybe there are certain businesses that I've observed where people are comfortable in checking out their products online, but they will never buy from Facebook. They will want to come to a physical shop to make an inspection. I'll give you an example. I remember this other day I was helping a friend to check out some wedding bands that they for their wedding that was coming up, and we were looking for the rings on Facebook, but we never contacted any of those people. We were just looking for their addresses, and then we would mark them and say we are going to pay them a visit and get to inspect the rings ourselves. So for people who've got businesses like that, how best can they structure their response to their customers, given that the customers don't interact with them, but they want to come to their shop, so maybe they can do some quality inspections or maybe engage with them on a face-to-face basis without talking through those messengers and the other platforms?
When you set up your Facebook, there's a section where you can add your physical address, right? And also you can actually add a geolocation pin on your Facebook. Probably if somebody doesn't want to contact you using, say, Facebook, I think you can have that. And some people, they just like to make calls, so you should also make sure that you have your phone number there, you have your WhatsApp linked to your Facebook, so that if they want to call or they want to WhatsApp, if they don't want to use their own messenger, they can just contact you. But it's just important that you have all your contact details on the page, especially the map, so that they can just see the directions from.
Okay. And given your position as a digital marketing consultant, how do you see the growth of the use of Facebook pages versus WhatsApp, now that WhatsApp provides a similar functionality in terms of the marketing, the advertisement of your businesses through WhatsApp Business, and you can even share your catalog with people who don't even have your number? You just send them a link and they can come through and see your messages. And also, given that there are a lot of people who have data for WhatsApp but may not necessarily have data for Facebook, how do the two platforms compare in terms of delivering results to a business that's just starting?
It's quite interesting, but I would say obviously Facebook is big, because if I'm on Facebook and I don't know you, I can search services and I can find you, right? But if I'm using WhatsApp, like if you're only on WhatsApp, only people you send messages. Let's say you send message to WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. Those are the only people. That's the only reach you can have. But on Facebook, it acts as a search engine. If people don't know you, they can actually find you. And if you're using, let's say, WhatsApp right now, the platforms, they are now integrated. You can run your adverts from your WhatsApp, and those adverts can run on Facebook, they can run on Instagram, and now you can actually see the performances of your adverts on WhatsApp. So I would say the way the communities are growing, it actually benefits everyone, whether you're using WhatsApp or whether you're using Facebook. Because the way they are growing is, I would say, they are adding more integration to make it easy for people to do business. So you would say that if you are just using Facebook only, if you are using Facebook now these days, probably to have good campaigns, you can link with WhatsApp so that people can easily contact you using like the WhatsApp buttons on Facebook and stuff like that. So I believe if technology is just going in that direction, the integration will bring more ease in terms of running business, and it will be becoming better and better. Yeah.
Very interesting. Now, for the last one, as we wrap up this conversation on the business alley, maybe what word would you like to leave to people who are maybe skeptical in opening the Facebook pages, or people who are saying, you know what, we've been running in the Facebook marketplace and we've been posting in the groups on Facebook and we've been getting some clients. What word can you leave them so that they take action into running proper Facebook pages in order to grow their audience?
I would say instead of just doing something, I believe that you have to have passion. I believe you have to be consistent. And I believe that most people, they just turn a blind eye in terms of quality. They just take pictures. Some pictures, they are not actually really good, and if a customer sees a poor quality picture, they are less likely to buy from you. So I think the type of work that you put into your craft also determines your growth. So I think if you want to go digital, you just have to take everything serious. If you need a consultant, you need to get a consultant, because some of the stuff you don't really have to do it alone. You know, you will probably need a photographer, probably you need a social media marketer, you need a graphics designer. So if you want to grow your stuff, you just have to do everything the right way. That's all I would say. There is more future in doing business online.
Wonderful. And then if there are people who would want to get in touch with you, what's your hotline?
They can contact me on 0784 700 700.
Thank you so much, Ruben, for coming through to the Business Alley tonight.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, that was the Business Alley, where we were talking about digital marketing, paying particular attention to Facebook as a platform. And if you enjoyed that conversation, you can always send your feedback through. We'll then have some follow-up questions being answered on the next coming episodes of the Business Alley. But otherwise, from me to you, I wish you a good night and enjoy the rest of your listening.